Hi, I'm David Harry, and in this particular video I'm going to be testing a couple of cheap lav mics to see if I can use them as handheld microphones. Okay, so the point of this video is for me to test two microphones, and these are both really cheap lav mics. But what I'm going to do is test them in a scenario of them being handheld. So they're going to be like a replacement for, like, using a full-sized handheld microphone. Now I know this all sounds a bit mad, but the thing is, I bought like a ton of dead cheap lavs so I could do a number of tests with them and kind of do recommendations for cheap lavs. And these two just happen to be like very sensitive, or they've got a very loud output. And well, to my mind, they almost seem like they're suited to be used as handheld microphones, which is exactly what I'm going to be doing with them during this test, is to hand hold them and just to see exactly what type of sound that we get from them, and if indeed they are useful or usable. And the other thing to bear in mind as well, some people don't want to spend a lot of money on microphones and whatnot. And if that's the case, then maybe something like this is going to be perfect. Or what it could even be, you might just have one of these just stuffed away in your kit bag, where if you get stuck, you can just jump straight to one of these and actually get some audio of some description, rather than like not having any at all. And also they're way better than like the onboard mic camera. The microphones that you would normally get on cameras. They're normally like way better than them anyway. So as a proper microphone solution, maybe it's going to work for some people. Now the other thing to bear in mind with these is they're mega cheap. And when I say mega cheap, one costs £1 and the other costs £2. So you don't really get much cheaper than that. And what I'll do, because they don't have names on them, because they're just mass-produced Chinese cheap microphones, I'll refer to this one as microphone 1 and the next microphone is microphone 2. And then that's how I'll identify them. And then in the descriptions I'll just put some links as to where you can go and pick them up and stuff if you're interested. Okay, let's see, what else can I say about them technically. They're definitely omnidirectional, so they're going to pick up everything, but then that's what lav mics normally do anyway. You very seldomly will get any lav mic with any kind of a cardioid focused pattern on them. And the other thing is, I suspect that they're electret microphones as well. Now, what an electret is, it's a bit similar to a condenser in the fact that it requires power, but it's normally just a very small power of about 1.5 volts, which is normally supplied by the likes of a camcorder or a smartphone or something like that. And indeed, mic number 1 that I'm on now is actually designed for a smartphone, so it's got a TRRS connector straight onto the back of the microphone, so you can plug the mic straight into a smartphone. So all I've done here, I've just put an adapter cable on and then an extender cable to get it into the camcorder. Okay, I'll just do a quick directional test on it, nothing scientific, but it should give us an idea. So I'm pointing the microphone away from myself at the moment. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so what we should have heard there is that it probably didn't reject so much from behind it. Anyway, what I'll do, I'll get on to mic number 2 now and we'll have a go at that one. Okay, so this is mic number 2, and this is the cheap one because this one was only 99 pence, whereas the other one was £2. Yeah, and I'm not going to say like one of them is better than the other, because they're both going to have like limited usage, but they should give you an idea of like what you could do with these type of microphones. So again, with this microphone, I'll just talk a little bit so we can get an idea of its sound. And actually, let me do the directional test on this one as well. So I'm pointing it away from me and talking to it from behind right now. So I'll just turn it around as I'm talking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so again, it's not going to be rejecting massively from behind, but then most lav mics don't anyway. But like I said, for mic number 1, it could actually suit a certain scenario, and if you do actually like the sound, you may want to use it. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to just flip over to a professional shotgun microphone to give us some kind of idea of really how these sound. After that, I'll do a quick count test between all 3 mics, and then what I'll do, I'll go outside and do some tests outside, and then I'll come back for a summary. So this is my Sennheiser ME66 shotgun microphone, and I'm only using this just to give us some context. So here it is. And that's actually got a Movo wind filter on it as well. So basically the reason why I'm plugging this in is just so that we can hear exactly what a professional microphone sounds like by comparison to them other two little tiny cheap microphones. Now I know it might seem initially as a very unfair thing to do, but if you're gonna like try and recommend that something's okay or it's good, then you really do need to give it some context, and this is the context. So this is a proper professional shotgun microphone here, and how does this sound compared to the other two? I don't know. You can make your own mind up over that. I mean, I know what I think really, but what I'm going to do now is I'll go on, do the count test, and then I'll go outside and do some more tests there as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so I'm outside now with mic number 1. And this will give us an idea of like exactly how it sounds outside. So you could just be doing a piece to camera like this, and like, you know, you've kind of like, you forgot your main microphone, or indeed you just wanted to stick an entire mic system in your pocket and just like go mega stripped down, in which case, you know, this is exactly what this microphone sounds like, you know, for doing like pieces to camera or vlogging or whatnot when you're outdoors and stuff. I mean, literally, it's just took me about a minute to get my tripod out, throw the camera on, and then just lash the mic in. And I'm on my mega expensive extension cable, which is basically, this is like a 99p cable, like 3.5mm cable extender that I got, I think, off Amazon or eBay for £1 or 99 pence. So as you can see, this is like an amazingly cheap setup. So what I'll do, let me just walk a little bit further away. Okay. I mean, I'm not too bothered about the cable, whether the cable comes into shot on this at all, because this is just testing for something silly now. So yeah, so I don't know if I'm going to be in focus here. I've left the camera on autofocus, but I don't know what it's going to be doing. Okay, so yeah, this is me standing quite far away from the camera now. Not that you would do this, but this is just an example of it. So this is, again, mic 1. On a mega cheap extension cable. I mean, does it get any cheaper than this? And if it does it sound as good? All right, so I've switched over to mic number 2 now. Exactly the same scenario, the same extension cable, everything. And, you know, I think that this also sounds really good as well. Now, I'm not going to say which one of these is the better one, because that's down to personal taste really. I mean, if one of these microphones was like pig awful and dead obviously pig awful, then yeah, you could easily say, well, that microphone's better than that one. But the thing is, once you get to a certain degree of, like, say, clarity or like frequency response or dynamic range or noise level, once you reach a certain point with microphones, it's not so much of a case of, like, you know, which is better than which one. It's more then down to like a matter of taste, or some microphones are better suited to certain scenarios. And let's put it this way, while we're saying like better suited to certain scenarios, neither of these microphones are sold as being usable like this. So this is effectively exactly the same as somebody doing, like, you know, a handheld mic to camera thing, because I'm actually holding a microphone to the camera. But not, rather than this being like, you know, a traditional kind of like maybe a dynamic or cardioid where people are like doing interview stuff with it, this is dead simply like, you know, a mega cheap, what was a lav mic now being used as a handheld mic. All right, so I think that I've just give this, again, you know, a lot of dialogue, you know, for us to gauge what we think about mic 2 outside. Oh, the other thing as well, it has been a little bit breezy, and I don't expect this tiny foam filter to have knocked it all out, so we will have heard a little bit, and also we will have got like a bit of rumble, you know, off me hand and stuff like that, you know, a lot of mic handling and whatnot. But you know, that's just the nature of the beast in this scenario. But I'd just like to say though, imagine you got caught out going out and you forgot like your proper big microphones and all the rest of it, but you had one of these and then you could do this. It could really save the day. Okay, and just for some context as well for this test, I'm now on an ME66 shotgun microphone, which is like a, you know, it's kind of like level entry pro microphone for shotgun use. Now basically I'm hand holding this, which is not, you know, you can do that with an ME66, but normally you would put it in a suspension cradle. But saying that, you would also normally put one of the other mics in a suspension cradle or suspend it in some way. So this is a like for like kind of like, you know, scenario of handling the microphone, you know, badly. Yeah, but anyway, we're not really worried about the handling side of things here. This is just to give us some sonic context as to like what a microphone that costs like £400 or £500 more than the others sounds like compared to what the others sounded like. You know, now, does it sound like £400 or £500 worth of difference? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, so to the summary then, I actually think both of these mics are fantastic, and I mean that sincerely as well. And you know, not just because of the price, but you know, they do sound really good. And you know, if you're like just looking for a very, very cheap microphone, then using one of these type of microphones or one of either of these two could be the absolute solution for you. I mean, as you can see now during the summary, I'm using one of them handheld and talking to the camera. Really, is there much difference between doing this and holding like, you know, a larger microphone? I don't really think so. Plus also as well, if you got your clip to hand, you can actually, you know, you can tie it on as, you know, as a lav mic, you know, in a standard lav position and get a really decent sound to camera with that as well. But in a pinch, you could also use it as a, you know, like an interview microphone, you know, passing it to and fro between, you know, the person you're speaking to and back to yourself. And also, I think it's fantastic for vlogging as well. I mean, you know, if I do this, let's see, where am I in the frame? If I pull the microphone just out of frame like this right now, see, you don't even see it. So you could actually at a pinch use it as a really decent vlogging microphone, or just anything to do with pieces to camera. Okay, so and I think you've heard enough anyway, and you don't need me to tell you, like, you know, how good they actually really do sound. So for anyone who's looking just for a cheap microphone, awesome, get one. Or for somebody who just, you know, who's got a little kit bag and they always have little bits in to kind of like, you know, little rescue items, bits to save the day, you can't go wrong with one of these. Because if you run out of power on something, or if you damage your mic, a big mic while you're out, or if you even forget to take the big mic out, lash one of these in and at least you can get some kind of sound. Okay, so thanks very much for watching another one of my videos. Take care and goodbye now.